How we doing, folks? How we doing?
Baby,
How we doing today, Bick?
I am doing swell. I'm currently signing up for underdog.
Yeah, so for those of you that want to get tuned that are here early, Bick is trying to set up an underdog account while we wait. So if there's any of you in the chat who, want to answer or have us answer some questions, otherwise Bick and I are just going to shoot the shit while he figures his underdog account out.
Yeah, my bad, man. I totally thought I had done this prior.
Nah, that's all good, man. We're not pressed for time here, and those drafts go by pretty quickly. So, in case for those of you that don't know, well, don't think any of you would know this, but I'm currently in a hotel. In case you couldn't tell by the background, but we're still out here. We're still recording. No more excuses. We're trying to, stay consistent here, have some fun with it. So I got my mic still set up, my personal laptop with me. Unfortunately, this isn't the bougie hotel that I usually stay at for my work, but it is what it is.
That's all right.
It's always nice when when they have thin walls and the couple above you to have a 2-hour argument when you fly in. That's always a great way to get sleep.
That's fire. That's awesome.
Don't miss those days. There's definitely some drinks involved with those arguments.
Of course. Just letting you know. By the way, I should be all set.
Oh, we're all good?
I think we're good.
Beautiful. Let me just make sure that people see that we're live. I'm just gonna retweet us going live.
Yep.
I'm gonna post this in our chat. I told Swanky J that we were on AFT. It's a 4 a.m. AFT, so he made his alarm clock set for that time.
Sweet.
I'm not sure if you know what that time zone is, but it's Afghanistan. It's Afghanistan's time, but it's one of those weird 30 or half hour edition time zones. It's not like a full hour.
Gotcha.
It was a weird bit of trivia that I knew, and I just said it to him. All right, let me get this set up. So, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we're all good. Yeah, because I'm not working on 2 monitors, so I have to flip back and forth. You can only see this tab, but all right. So we want to get in the one. Do you want to get in a $3 draft or $5? Wait, do you have money in your account first?
Yeah, I do. I'm good. I'm set. Yeah. $5 fine.
Okay. So $5 12 person. Make sure it's not this one with a slow draft. So we're gonna just enter this one right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. How the fuck? I have to upload rankings and shit?
No. You shouldn't.
I do. My own fucking...
Ryan Peters, Swanky J, if that is you, I'm not taking Lad McConkey 101 if I get him. I'm not just burning $5. If I wanted to do that, I'd go to the casino.
Oh, fuck.
Well, we're no rush here, so I can always just leave this if it starts to fill up quick. Also, Swanky, if you're the person watching, why don't you go on ahead and join this with us if you're... It's because you're a coward is what it is. No, it's not. That's not what it is. It's literally just because I don't want to burn $5.
What am I doing? I'm taking Lad McConkey.
If you do that, I will Venmo you $5. Just because you're burning it and I feel bad for you.
Okay. Upload.
Swanky, if you saw the Twitter, if you yeah, you have Twitter. We follow each other. I'm not stupid. Retweet our little post that we're going live. We would much appreciate it, my friend. I'm surprised that this isn't filling up. We might have to sit here and just kind of ramble on for a little bit.
It might be because it's not a big one.
Well, I was in a $12 slow draft that literally filled up within 5 minutes. Nah, I'm on my way to Cabela's and I'm in an illegal state, but what if I could? Damn, that's upsetting. What state do you live in that's illegal? Because there's not many states that are illegal. I mean, I used to live in Connecticut and it's illegal there outside of using DraftKings and FanDuel, but I currently live in Florida now, and I'm in New York right now, so I can start this draft, thankfully.
All right, I think I'm good now. $5, 12-man.
All right, if
Oh,
this gets to like 3, I'm gonna just hop
yeah.
out of
No,
it.
I'm in here. I'm in here.
Oh, you're in. All right, word. We just need 9 more. See,
See-
like the one thing about underdog that I dislike is because I just love PPR for some reason. Like I just can never win in half PPR leagues for whatever. Like I mean, I shouldn't say that. I just won my first one this past year, but I've played in my longest standing league, and it's the one league that I haven't won in yet, and it's half
Yeah, of
PPR.
course. Yeah, I'm
It's the
in.
one with
I'm
all my
in.
friends who don't really care about fantasy, and I just can never freaking win it.
I was in one half PPR league, and it's not because it's half PPR that I left, but um, I'm leaving it this year because I just haven't been putting any
Mhm.
effort into it. It's like a free league that we play just to play with each other, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I love friendship. Don't get me wrong, but
Our
play. I,
friendship.
I play for stakes now. I'm not
Yeah,
playing for free. So
I got you. So
and
Swanky said here, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to address. He just said that he's in Washington and they're progressive about everything. Damn, so you're a West Coast guy. I didn't know that. I'm not like brain dead, and WA is Washington, right?
yeah,
Okay. I just I always get tripped up sometimes by the abbreviations of states. Not that I usually get them wrong, but I don't want to make myself look like a fool. How's the rain over there? I know it rains quite often. Do you live in Seattle or do you live outside of it? Because Seattle's the only place I really know about Washington. Also, Bick, you can continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I was gonna ask you if Boyd showed me this like correlation. I know because it's just gonna be like a smaller league. It's not as like important. But
Mhm.
I did promise him that I would do some correlation stuff. Um and he had like a whole sheet that had a bunch of correlation stuff. I don't know if you have any idea who
Are you
that
talking
could be
about like the
from.
matchups and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's less important in a league like this. It's more important in like the tournaments. Like obviously it plays a role in this as well because any best ball it really does because it just maximizes the potential for you to have the winner.
Right.
But like that's just so that like you get correlations that really wouldn't make sense, but you're doing it in case that game happens to be a shootout and then those guys just randomly go off, like guys that you've never heard of or
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
play that only that one game or so. Like it's just kind of one of those things where that can play a role in you winning because it's always the teams that draft those like one or two guys at the late rounds that literally blow up for 1 week at the end.
Yeah. I always think this bullshit. Like I've never I know it's just a best ball thing. And I know people will do stacks like in a
Hmm.
even in redrafts and stuff like that. But um it's just like, yeah, I mean, Packers, not Seahawks, Commanders could be good,
Hmm.
like week 17. But like, am I gonna draft Jahan Dotson over guys just because of that? It's like I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit overblown. I understand why people do it. It's just not something I do. Like I know Boyd when he does. Oh yeah, it was Puppy too. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know about it. I don't know where he has his resources, so we'll probably bring that up in a pod. That's a good idea to kind of bring up in a video because right now it's best to focus on best ball because it's the biggest thing.
Right.
Also, Swanky Olympia is I just looked on the map. It's right near like the Seattle area because I feel like everybody just lives in that one little section along the water. Well, that inlet water space where Seattle is. I don't know the exact name of the body of water. I know it's connected to the Pacific Ocean, but I don't know what that like if it's a cove or bay, whatever the name of it is. Because like a lot of times like people are drafting like what's his face? Chase Claypool
Mm-hmm.
just because like if the Washington or excuse me, Washington, the Miami receivers all get hurt and then he just happens to be the guy.
Yeah. He's in Buffalo now, isn't he?
Or that's what I meant to say, Buffalo. He was just in my I'm like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
so
yeah.
irrelevant now that I always forget exactly where he is.
Yeah,
Like
I thought he was gonna be so fucking good. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah,
I
he
thought he
had
was gonna
one
be
good year
good.
and like he looked amazing and then he just fell off. Once he started that YouTube channel, man, it went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm looking at pictures of Olympia right now. Just out of curiosity. It looks like a beautiful like area, just mountains and shit. It
Oh,
reminds me of Alaska, low key.
the Washington we're talking about.
Yeah, it's like just
Oh,
south of Seattle.
cute. That's nice. That building is nice. State building or something.
Very cool, very nice. I like. Oh, we got 4 viewers in. Hello, hello. If you guys
My
aren't,
wife.
if you're not Boyd or Swanky J, hello. If you are Boyd or Swanky J, also hello. Still waiting on this draft to fill up here. And actually, I was just about to ask you, this is your first underdog draft. It is, because you just
Yeah, no shit. No
we
shit.
just had a whole pod on underdog ADP and you haven't even drafted on it.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
well,
really be saying anything because I didn't do it until like the day prior to us recording the pod.
no, I only
So,
did it. I only did it once with Boyd, and
mhm.
that was on his account. But that team's nasty. That team's gonna win us $1 million or whatever, and we're gonna be rich. It's gonna be
You're gonna
sick,
be
dude.
Just
That
gonna
team's
be straight
crazy.
rolling in dough. Let's see. Like the thing is like I'm in a slow draft right now that I started like 5 days ago, and I think we're only in like the 6th round.
Mm.
But it's like it's literally a 3-person a 12-person $3 league. And right now my team that I have is I had the 107. I have AJ Brown, Saquon, Cooper Kupp, and Jalen Hurts as my start.
Mm.
So I'm gonna try to get one of the receivers that's still here. Like McLaurin is one of them. I might go Godwin. I don't know. It's a tough spot. The first tight end off the board in this one, because that was an like thing we had in our pod, was Trey McBride.
Hmm.
So that was a little bit interesting.
I fuck with it. I love Trey McBride.
Well,
I
Trey
wouldn't.
McBride went at the 312. Like
I wouldn't do
tight
it.
ends
But
actually fell in this one, and I was very much going to take it if Jalen Hurts or Mahomes weren't on the board.
yeah.
Like Kelsey went at the 408, which is pick, let's see, 36, 8, 40,
44.
44. Laporta went 45. Mark Andrews went 49, excuse me, and Kincaid is 50. So they all those tight ends just went in a row. I could get Pitts.
I love
But
Kyle Pitts. I'm drafting the shit out of Kyle Pitts. Sadly, I can't give him. I can't give him up. I can't do it.
I might do it in a redraft league, but in a best ball, I feel like there's better values in the middle rounds and then just target like Ingram later and Joku.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely. Oh, cool. We're filled up, right?
Are we? Oh shit, we are. Yeah, see, that filled up really fast. Which one are you? Are you Binkus?
No, I should be. I should be Bignoli. I'm at
Oh, you're
110.
Bignoli. You're at 110. Okay, I'm at 107. Dude, I've gotten the 107 multiple times already. I hate this. I'm gonna
Yep.
draft AJ Brown again. Like, I don't want to. I might just go like Bijan or Brees Hall.
I'm gonna get all the good guys, and you're gonna get all the bad guys, and I'm gonna win $50 or whatever it is. So
33, I believe it is.
I'll take it.
How about and side note in baseball today, I had a freebie with Aaron Judge on Underdog where it was just he needed to have a plate appearance for that to hit. And like the way Underdog works is you have to basically parlay at least 2 every time.
Uh-huh.
And like they have different modifiers. It's really cool. And the lines are usually pretty good. Ronaldo Lopez's strikeout line was 5.5. He's beaten it his last 4 starts. He was playing the Cardinals today. He had 5 strikeouts out of 5 innings. He was only at 87 pitches, and they didn't throw him out there in the 6th, and I was so mad.
Huge.
So
I love that.
I just burned $10.
Yeah, I lost like $25 yesterday on Ranger Suarez getting 5 strikeouts, which there haven't been back-to-back appearances all season where he didn't hit that line, and he was playing Detroit. So it was like, they're not the worst strikeout team in the league, but they're fucking up there. And yeah, he just got shelled. I mean, he went 6 full, but he got 4 strikeouts for the second consecutive game in a row, which just is the first time that's happened this year. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's my Cy Young winner, baby.
Yeah, he's been crazy this year. All right, so we're coming up now. We actually have pretty chalk. It's going to be chalky for the start. Like it's going to be these 5 wide receivers. Unless someone takes a running back here.
How do I look? Is there like, oh, okay, the board is there. Oh.
Give me Amon Ra. Give me Amon Ra. Come on, let's make it a little spicy here. Come on.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Bijan, beautiful. Let's go.
Easy
Amon Ra.
smash. Easy smash.
Yep, no Diddy. Let's go. Oh, also Swanky, I forgot to address this. What are you getting at Cabela's? Are you like a fisherman, or do you hunting, or is it just for like stuff like boats and whatnot? I know Cabela's has a shit ton of things in it, but what are you looking to get there? I'm sure if you're driving, you can't type right now, so please don't crash trying to respond to our stream. We have 4 people in here. We're not serious.
Oh, it's serious. It's
Oh
on.
no, actually, it's in here. Hold on, I gotta mute my mic for a second. Thank God that was muted because that was that was the pussiest fart I think I've ever let out in my life.
I was gonna say he's ripping ass, dude.
Dude,
I saw that.
That shit was like that shit sounded like a queef, bro. Like
he
I'm
goes,
in this leather seat, it just my boxers, and it just that sounded very feminine.
"Sheesh, happy Pride Month, baby."
Yeah, happy Pride Month.
There's a guy I want. Fuck. Okay.
All right, we got somebody else in here. If you're now just tuning in, welcome. Say something in the chat so we can have a little conversation going. Otherwise, Bick and I are just gonna be a little stupid, just talk about nothing.
Yeah, that's what we do, baby.
That's what we do.
I did
You
not
went
want to
Drake
go.
London at 15. Wow.
Yeah, I did. And I'm okay with that. I don't like Barkley's spot.
Mhm.
And I don't want to pay that price for Kyron Williams. And
See, like I like Saquon a lot, and I keep getting him in this, but like Devontae being there just makes me want to pair him up with Amon Ra. So that's what we're gonna do.
yeah, I fuck with that. It's just Barkley, and maybe they changed the offense because they have someone like Saquon Barkley there, and that maybe they'll utilize him properly.
Yeah.
But with that, just the fact that Jalen Hurts doesn't dump off, and Barkley's appeal has low key been his receiving work in the past, and I just don't see it happening there. So I'm not really at like RB7 or whatever it is. I'm just really not taking him. I'm not taking him there.
Gotcha.
I just don't. I don't think. I just don't think it goes that way. I mean, you could trust the talent, but like I said on the podcast, I'm more of a situation over talent guy. And I mean, he has a killer offensive line. He's in one of the best offenses in the league. So obviously the situation is solid, but running back targets are, I think one of my buddies did like a study on this, and I think they're primarily a product of the quarterback more than anything else. And we know that Jalen Hurts is going to score 8 to 10 touchdowns in the red zone, and he doesn't dump off. So I just think, I mean, granted, Henry hasn't been getting passes, that many passes for years, and he's been successful. So Barkley's probably going to be solid, but I don't think he's a difference maker like the guys above him. So I'll just wait for the guys below him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in that boat where I don't think he's going to be like, I think he's out of those like top running backs, he's the least likely to be RB1, but he still has like top 6 upside, like no problem. Like where he's getting drafted is totally where I think he'll end up. It's just a matter of how they're going to use him because, like you had mentioned, Jalen Hurts is not like a guy who typically will dump it off, but who knows, they may start drawing plays up like that. We don't know. And with Jalen Hurts in the end zone, or having Jalen Hurts at quarterback will typically make a running back a little bit more efficient, granted that they're good.
Right.
So with a good offensive line and the threat of both those guys in the backfield being good runners, I think Saquon's inefficiencies last year that he made up for in the passing game it's kind of going to be flip-flops. Like you'll be less involved in the passing game, but be way more efficient and hopefully get the touchdowns. So it's kind of one of those things where I still think he didn't look like he wasn't like, he didn't look like Austin Eckler where he looked like he was like, taking a step back. So I'm just hoping that him being on a better team that definitely does it. Also, I'm on the clock here because I'm not looking at the screen. So who's still on the board? Who do we got? We got Kyron, Derrick Henry, Pittman, Laporta, Zay Flowers. I don't really like this. Well, I got 8 seconds to decide, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Pittman, and we're gonna go just super wide receiver heavy. Per usual, on brand. We got
I'm about to
Amon-Ra,
get I'm
Devontae,
about to
and
get
Pittman.
sniped here.
Oh, also, I wanted to let you know that someone commented a fantastic, little something about you, if you wanna take a look at the screen.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do you see the name of the
Uh,
account?
I see. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
okay,
see.
alright. I just wanted to see if you would notice it in the chat.
I can't see anything unless I
Oh, it's
go.
because you're not a creator, that's why, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, hopefully this shit starts popping off and we can afford an upgrade at StreamYard because we have the
Yeah.
$20 version of it where that's the $50 a month one, and we have no use for that as of right now.
Right.
So, okay, Swanky said that he's getting his fishing license and a new two-piece rod with a spinner reel. I-5 is crazy right now. I'm assuming I-5 is the interstate that you're on and that the
I
traffic is
also
horrible.
yeah, that's also what I was perceiving that as. Oh shit, it's
Um, Also, a fishing
the
license is awesome. How hard is it to obtain it in that state? Is it, pretty difficult or, whatnot? I think he might have popped out of here because it says oh, no, he's back in. Uh, so is the fishing license, expensive and hard to get? Because in Connecticut, you have to renew it every year, and it's not, super expensive, but they're pretty, heavy on the enforcement of it. You'll get stopped a lot of times if you're not in, a bumfuck place. And also, I'm not too, rehearsed in, brands of fishing rods. I like to, fish myself, but I'm not, I'm more casual with it. So just drop whatever you're trying to get, and I could just look it up so I could see what you're trying to get. Also, I'm one pick away, and then we can discuss our picks here. See, now this is where I might take Kelsey, but at the same time, I don't want to.
I wouldn't fault you. I mean, he's a value right now based on
Yeah,
ADP purposes.
yeah, fuck it. We ball. Travis Kelsey. I don't like how it's 30-second timer. I'd prefer it to be 45, but I guess
Yeah, it
we would
does
be here
sneak up
forever.
on you pretty quick.
Mhm. So who did you get here? You
So
got
I
you
went
took
back. I took Kyron Williams at the 310, and then I went ETN at the 4-3.
okay. So you're not doing the whole 0 RB. You're kind of just going two guys
Norm
you think are going to be in the top.
Normally I would be, but I don't really rock with the ADPs that like underdog clearly, like we talked about, clearly wants to force you to go wide receiver heavy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go any of these quarterbacks here because there's going to be values later,
Mhm.
and tight end it's not premium, so I'm not paying up, not yet at least. So yeah, kind of I feel like I was forced to go running back based on my normal draft philosophy and kind of
Gotcha.
what I go for. I'm not a huge ETN fan. I'm not a huge Kyron Williams fan,
Mhm.
but they both showed the flashes. I mean, Kyron Williams when he was active was a monster, and
Yeah, for sure.
ETN, slowed down in the back half, which does worry me more than Boyd, for example. I know he's big on
Mhm.
ETN, and I like ETN. And in the fourth round, at whatever I got him, RB whoever, I don't really care.
Yeah, I
Um,
like that spot.
I think I got him as a back end RB1, which is what he's going to be at worst case scenario. So
Mhm.
it works for me. On the FFPC, you got to get him at like the 2-3 turn. I'm pretty sure. So the price
Mhm.
difference is much different here and way more palatable for me in this circumstance. If he were going in the fourth regularly for me, then I would probably have more of him,
Mhm.
but he's not. And I know with Kyron Williams having whatever his foot thing is, mind you, it's only June. So like people are freaking out about that. It's literally June. I know whatever. I know it's a concern, but it's June, and McVay has never, ever, ever been a committee back guy. So I'm really not sure why people think that Blake Corum is magically going to get 40% of the snaps. Um, it doesn't make sense to me in that regard either. So I'll keep buying the dip on Kyron Williams because his league winning upside is insane.
Mhm.
And I just think people are overthinking that situation. And the farther he falls, the more I'll have. So
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with the start. London at
Mhm.
15 is something that I'm learning to get used to. Um,
I
because
can't get behind it.
we know he's good. But he's good, and he's been producing very solidly with terrible coaching and terrible quarterback play. Like, it feels like him and Garrett Wilson are very similar in that they're dogs that have been in shitty situations, and now both of them have viable quarterbacks that are coming off significant Achilles injuries. So they're like basically the same guy if you think about it. But obviously, I like Garrett Wilson a lot more, and I did take him over Puka, which maybe I'll regret.
Mhm.
But oh, it's your pick. Okay,
Oh shit, it is.
yeah,
I was just listening to you. Oh, this is easy. I'm gonna get AR here.
yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't. But here
Yeah,
we are.
because I got that Pittman stacked. I was hoping Mahomes would fall. I didn't think he would, but that would be nice. But I get a little stack going here with Pittman. Thank you for pointing that out because I would have just autoed there.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Ah, Pitts just got taken. Shit.
Well, Stroud's on the board.
Sure is for now. There's a
Okay.
guy.
So we got a so Swanky said here, just looking for a nice ugly stick, quality for the money, and a reel from Billet Steel and not cast. Okay, so I know those two brands. I had an ugly stick growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
Those are
Those
fantastic
ugly
brands. They don't
sticks are
ever break.
awesome.
I have now I have one of those. I haven't used it in a couple years. Like, well, actually, I used it last year. I haven't used it since I moved to Florida. What are those like the different types of reels where you click down and you throw it and then you have to like stop it with your thumb, like the ones that go straight out. You know what I mean? It's not on a spool.
Oh,
It's on like the forward ones, and they always, you get rats nested if you don't do it properly.
yeah.
I
It's
forgot
not
what those are called.
it's not like a normal flip cast.
No, let me look at the name because they're really expensive. Oh, they're just called bait casters. That's what they're called. They're
Mm.
literally just called bait casters. Those are really good. Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah, he just said in the chat, bait caster reels. Those are what I just got accustomed to because I got really into it during quarantine, and then I just got addicted to kayak fishing with those, and it was a lot of fun. 35. Yeah, see, in Connecticut it was way more expensive, so that's pretty good. Love that for you. And then he said here that Bick with the 10 million IQ Kyron played Corum is my big bust candidate this year, and I'm not a big
Go.
fan.
That's what I'm talking about.
You and Swanky would get along just fine then.
I love it. Yeah, and by the way, I did take Stroud. The
Mhm.
guy before me had a chance to have a Tank Dell CJ Stroud stack and passed it up for some reason.
Mhm.
So I kind of had to bite. The guy on the turn maybe wouldn't have gone quarterback there, but I didn't feel like he was going to make it back to me
Yeah.
in the sixth. So yeah, I took him. I took him in the fifth. Oh gosh, these guys are
Wow, Worthy's gone
so
up a bunch in ADP. Look at
these guys are
that.
so
61.
expensive.
Yeah. Here's that wide receiver area we were talking about.
Yeah,
Also, Gunnar Henderson just went yard, which is huge for my fantasy team.
love it for him.
Love it.
Wow, this sucks.
See, I might go running back here if I don't, because like I don't really like the wide receivers here, and since I already have a tight end, and I want to get Kittle.
I took Hopkins. That's what I said I would do on the podcast, so I have to stay true.
Yeah, I would probably have done that too if I was in your spot and only had two wide receivers.
I mean, now that I've done this running back bullshit, if I knew these guys would be here, they're just never here. I'm not used to seeing this, so this is just a change of pace for me a little bit.
Oh, I don't like this at all, bro. this is always my least favorite spot to draft in. Like, do I go Joe Mixon?
8, 7, 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Joe Mixon. I hate that pick so much, but it is what it is.
I probably go Kenneth Walker in that spot, but
I don't know. I'm not a big Kenneth Walker guy. I never really have been. No disrespect to him. I know he's like one of those best pure runners, but like I don't
yeah.
really see him in a way where he does better than like I think the only issue with Mixon is that he's gonna be inefficient volume. That's what he's always been. And he'll get receiving, and he's gonna be in a really good offense, but he's just kind of one of those guys where I just hope he gets the volume just enough to get like, a shit ton of touchdowns because that's like, what he did when he was in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
But he also gets, receptions, and I know Stroud is not, afraid to dump it off like every now and then. So I don't know. It's one of those ones where I literally haven't gotten him in anywhere. So it's diversification. Peters, I know it's an Ew Mixon and Kenneth Walker's right there, but I just
He
don't.
gets me. He
Yeah,
gets
like,
me. We're
don't
on
get
the
me
same
wrong. I
page.
think that they'll probably end up scoring about the same amount of points, like, if they're both healthy. I just don't like Kenneth Walker. I refuse to draft him in any, like, unless I'm getting him, like, in the 80s, I'm not gonna touch him. So, like, if he's not in the 80s for the ADP, I'm not gonna touch him because I don't see a world where I could get Ramondre Stevenson later, and I think Ramondre Stevenson is way better. Like, I'd much rather just take the guy where I think can get 10 plus touchdowns in a much better offense. Like, that's literally just the play. It's not like it's a matter of like in a vacuum. He just said it sounds like Cope to me.
He gets
Like,
that too.
because I would go with I would have probably gone Kittle there had I not taken Kelsey already. It's just a matter of like I want to build my team where like I have at least one good enough running back because I don't like the wide receivers here enough to take him over a running back. I mean, I guess I probably should have gone Kamara. I didn't even really notice that, but it is what it is. All I'm gonna say is that you win these smaller leagues by drafting those late winners at running back because that's what won me a best ball. My first best ball I drafted on FFPC a couple years ago when I got McKinnon, and then last year I came in second after the last week. The guy came back. I had Mostert last year, and he like carried that team.
Oh no, Lad McConkey, my king.
Yeah, he didn't go at the 101. He didn't go at the 101.
It bothers me that he's white, which sucks to say. But if he weren't
During
white,
Pride Month?
I don't think that work. I don't think it works like that.
It does not.
But yeah, I was gonna take Rice if you were there. Shit.
Put it in some rice.
What was I gonna? Yeah, it's like so shitty to say, but white receivers are traditionally outside of fucking Cooper Kupp, like they're in like one role, and it's just the slot guy, and I don't know, like it sounds so shitty and like borderline racist, but I'm not trying to be. It's just like how the NFL works. Who do you just take? Shit.
I just took Stevenson.
I love Ramondre Stevenson, dude. I'm gonna hammer the fuck out of that. But ooh,
you're gonna hammer the fuck out of that butt.
A button, not his butt. I promise.
That was a Freudian slip.
I promise.
So you had gone. What was your last pick? Was it? No, I'm looking at my team. Where's yours?
It was Hopkins. Yeah.
Oh, it was Hopkins. Okay, and you just went Keon Coleman. Yeah, I was gonna draft him if Ramondre wasn't on the board. I mean, these wide receivers are just shocking at this point. It's crazy.
Yep, it's pretty brutal.
Swanky says, Bix shaking my head, the bigotry, Conky Cup 2.0.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
I hope so too,
I'm
man.
gonna take Brooks here. I fuck with Jonathan Brooks. Oh, I should have gone David Njoku. No.
Oh my god, bro.
My tight ends are gonna be so dick.
See, these running backs are quite intriguing right now, even though I really should. Ooh, Brock Bowers is there. You know what?
Dynasty brain.
Beep, 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 beep. I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel. Don't know if that's a good pick, but I haven't gotten any of him, and there's really like it could be him or Coleman really as the tight end, or excuse me, as the top target there.
Yeah.
I don't see I mean, it could be Kincaid too, but I'd see a world where like it's pretty evenly distributed above the three, and it's kind of one of those things where I'll take the bet on the most athletic guy of the group.
Right.
And like Curtis Samuel has always been hyper efficient when he gets the ball. Like he's crazy good. Like he's always had those like, moments when he was in Washington. It's just he never really got the, the workload.
So you took Curtis Samuel where? You took Curtis Samuel
90th.
His ADP
is 92.8.
And the FFPC is 124.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the FFPC. It's like crazy the difference, and it's also PPR too in FFPC.
Yeah.
So
It's so crazy.
It's just wild. Like, people overcompensate, but because everyone is overcompensated, like, you have to go with it. Otherwise, like, if you like, because I had 3 receivers at that point, and, like, I'm looking at the board and I'm like, "This is bad." Like, I still
Yeah,
have to get one here.
right. And like Hopkins, Jesus Christ. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up again. It's just like it's such
Where's
a culture
Jameson
shock
Williams
for me.
going?
I'll do best ball tournament. Jameson Williams in the FFPC.
Yeah.
JMO is going. I could just control F, and I'm going. He, he's going 104.3, so 104.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, he's at 83 or 81 in this, I believe, what it was. I just clicked off of it.
And there's
83.
someone else I wanted to look at. Uh, is it Hopkins? Yeah. Yeah, Hopkins goes at 84. He goes at 84 in the FFPC and his ADP 69. Nice. It's just like
Giggity.
it's just wild to me. All right, who the hell has gotten taken?
Nah, Fade JMO 104 is still too high. Yeah, I agree.
I agree as
Completely
well.
out. And I would say that Boyd, from my talks with him, he's also in the same boat, and he's a Lions fan. Like, he just doesn't want anything to do with JMO. Also, just a side note for the few of you that are probably listening right now or, doing it, Boyd and I had recorded a whole video, like a bunch of footage, and I got to editing it. And then all of a sudden, like, I just got heavily into like crypto because it was going nuts and I was trying to like, secure the bag, and I just forgot about it. And that kind of was like the spiral down of where we just stopped creating it because I completely just washed the recording. I felt really bad.
Unbelievable.
We recorded a bunch of stuff about dynasty buys and sells in the offseason, and his was JMO. One of his was JMO.
As a sell?
Yeah. More of just so like he wants nothing to do with them. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, that one was a little more manly.
Attaboy.
Yeah. That was the buff chick pizza that I had. I'm back in New York, had to have some pizza with the company. Okay, 103. Ooh, that one fucking smells though. Dutch ovening this. The AC in this place is also not working very well, which is fantastic. Who do I want to go here? Let's get a little Ty Lockett, spice it up. Where'd he go? There he is. All right, so I got 5 receivers, so I can wait now. This is a very interesting team. I don't mind it. It's definitely not my favorite, but I definitely have got some good players on my team.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Joe Mixon pick was definitely more of a panic, but I don't really. I'd rather have him over Kenneth Walker still. Like, thinking about it, I just probably should have gone Kamara.
Watch this pick.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it here. You're waiting until the end. Oh, who'd you get? It didn't show me.
I took Brandon Cooks.
Ah,
Severely underrated option in fantasy football right now.
yeah. I mean, in Bestball, I like it.
Just finishes a back end wide receiver 3 and nobody cares. So
Yeah, I like it for Bestball and redraft. I'd rather just wait.
yeah,
for
absolutely
the season.
disgusting. I don't
There it
even
is
like
again with
that.
that Mixon cope.
I don't even like that I hit the button, but I was thinking about going Mostert, but I didn't. I need a 5th wide out before I go with the 4th running back. I feel like.
Yeah.
And
There's that Mixon cope again. See, this man just comes at my throat just because I fleeced him in our dynasty league.
He comes down your throat.
No, he comes at my throat. Like,
Oh,
he's mad that I fleeced him for Amon-Ra.
actually, good point with best ball. I'm gonna take. I hate this guy in redraft, but I'll take him in best ball. Get me a little stack. Why not?
I want to see. I want to see if he takes the bait here. The trade wasn't even all that bad. It was like I gave him Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert, and I got Freiermuth and Amon-Ra. So it wasn't even like it was that bad. But he was just upset. True that that was noob abuse. It's just like a running joke because he said that trade was the reason why he didn't make the playoffs. Hook, line, and sinker, you scumbag. Well, I like the lime and sinker. I think I might make that onto a t-shirt. Put the lime and the sinker and the coconut. All right, I'm gonna move on from that.
Hook, lime, and sinker.
Yeah, that was a horrible joke. Who am I want here? T-Law. Fuck it.
Over Caleb Williams is brutal.
I told you, man.
I know.
I don't want to do Caleb.
I know. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. No, honestly, I wanted to get a quarterback there, and I've taken Caleb already, so I wanted to get T-Law.
I get it.
Wanted to also stand by my thing where I said that like you could get those guys a little later, but I also could have gotten Caleb now. So it is what it is. Too busy. Wait, what is this? Y'all want an R&B wrapped pontoon while I'm here? Dude, if you did that, like, I don't know what to say. A pontoon boat that has R&B Fantasy on it. I don't know if I would laugh or cringe at that.
Nah, I'd be sick.
Like, a pontoon boat, though, like, I feel like that would be something as like a marketing stunt where you'd purposely take it out into the ocean and see how far you can make it before it just completely gets submerged.
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos of people doing that and not realizing that that's not where you could take a pontoon boat?
Yes, I have.
It's the most hysterical thing in the world because, like, you're literally sitting on like metal buoys. Do you really think that something with wave is gonna like, you know, not get like, it's just look at the way it's made. It's not made to keep out water. It's made to stay above it.
Right.
So if water is, you know, splashing on the sides, it's gonna get in. No, I would much prefer an R&B wrapped what's it called? Jet ski. Because that I would actually use. So if you could ship that to me to Florida, that'd be fantastic. And dog, it's the party boat. No, I'm not shitting on a pontoon boat, but they're great. You just can't take them out into the ocean. And people have tried, not realizing that you're going to drown the boat doing so. The amount of motors you can stick on that is just irresponsible. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, I'm 3 picks away. I just realized now that the tab tells me how many picks away, and I'm still like about to miss my picks.
Yeah, it happens.
We're just sitting here, just rambling. Let's see. I think I might go downs because I have AR.
That's fair.
Or I could go adonai.
I go Mitchell if I'm trying to do a stack with Richardson. If I don't have Pittman. But yeah, I like Josh Downs more week to week. But in a spike way, I like
adonai, yeah.
I like Mitchell better, yeah.
All right, so I got 6 wide receivers, so I need to get more running backs and potentially my second tight end. I might go super fragile QB tight end and just do 7 and 7 at running back and wide receiver.
That's fair.
Who you drafting here? You're going 1-3-5-1 already? I don't like Schultz.
I don't like Schultz either, but in a best ball format, I'm okay with it.
You also have Stroud, so I like it.
Yeah, I took him over someone Otani did.
Yeah. Nicholas Chubb. I was literally thinking of betting his home run instead of doing Ronaldo's strikeout line, and I'm regretting that now because I would have gotten like $60 from that 10 if I did that.
Well, I took the Yankees to beat the fucking Mets, and they're losing, so here we are. Fucking
yeah, go Mets. How about Cole's first start? What a great start.
Love it.
Also the NBA draft is soon, and I need to pay attention to that because so you want to know how we're doing. So have you followed the NBA at all? Like the draft at least? Or do you not know anything about it?
Not the draft specific, like I know of it. I know that there's not a lot of people that are good in it, but that's about it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good people in it, but there's no like crazy good prospects. Yeah, so it's going to be one of those drafts where like the top 15, like we don't really know where they're going to go, and it's the perfect year to do we're doing our lottery for a fantasy league, and we all got assigned like from the big it was like a consensus top 10 rookies, and we all got randomized the rookie that we're assigned, and in the order that they get drafted in determines where we pick on the order.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so like the commish came up with that, and it was a pretty good idea. Who do I want here? I don't know, and I need to make a pick. You know what? Just in spite of you, I'm gonna draft not you, Swanky J. I'm gonna get Zach
I
Charbonnet.
was like, damn, bro, I didn't know there was beef.
No, Zach Charbonnet because I don't know. I think that Sharps will get more touches this year, but he will be relevant only if Kenneth Walker goes down. Like
Mhm.
he'll be usable at points, and he'll probably have some spike weeks. Like outside of that, like if he gets a touchdown or he ends up getting more receiving volume that Kenneth Walker never really does get,
Right.
I could see it, but he really needs to have Walker go down to be really good. Downs is a sleeper. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I think like one of those things where like AR is not going to be a guy who's going to be able to support three people. So Pittman is likely going to be the beneficiary. They don't really have a tight end, so that's kind of a wash. They have Jonathan Taylor, and then they obviously have AR's legs. So it's like Adonai Mitchell and Josh Downs are probably not going to be that usable outside of an injury to Pittman, and they'll have their spike weeks, which is why I like them for best ball, but not for redraft. Like
Right.
redraft, I'd only pick them up and drop them. Like they're the kind of the guys that churn waivers. Like Adonai, you might like if you're in like a 14 team league and like it's your last pick, I may stash him just because you always want to stash a rookie in case they end up being a star. But I don't know. At this point, we're just making dart throws, hoping they hit.
Right.
This Harvey guy, I don't know about him. Jesus, my mo is just to make you pissed off. And my God, am I succeeding?
Arguably the GOAT.
Yeah. So the NBA draft, I got this. Oh, I forgot who I got. Let me look at the consensus big board. And then it's like some guy who's in the G League, but he's foreign. He's like a 19-year-old power forward, which is crazy to think about because he's 6 years younger than me.
Yeah, it's absurd, dude. Everybody's younger than me now, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, once I find this, I'm just gonna mention a tweet that I saw. I got Mataz Bousalis, who's like 5th. He plays for the Ignite in the G League. Class of 24. He's a winged 6'10", 197. He's like a lanky guy.
Yeah.
Mission critical success. Yeah, I saw this tweet where like a guy's like, "You want to know what I hate about being in my 30s and watching sports?" Is the commentator's like, "Look at this old ancient guy who hasn't done anything in 3 years." And I look it up and the guy's like 31.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's crazy how quickly we age people when they play a major sport. Yeah, I might as well just go Dowdle just because I don't really like him, but
The Darnell Mooney snipe is disgusting. That's crazy, bro.
yeah, I would have
There.
drafted Mooney had I not already had a wide receiver or 6 wide receivers.
All right, let's see. What does Nicholas do here? I think. I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna go Troy Franklin. I hate his draft capital, but they paired him up with his college quarterback, but I fuck with it.
That's crazy. Someone just got picked in the NBA draft. I don't know who it is, but it was a kind of a shocking one.
Yeah, my buddy just texted me and said the number one pick being a 3-and-D guy from France is pathetic.
Yeah, Zachary Richard. He was like projected to go like he was like a top 10 pick, I think.
Oh, it's back to me. Shit.
Let me see where he was on the big board. But yeah, this guy, because we all thought like Sarr was going to go first, and he was the guy who kept Joker in the first round. So we thought that he was just going to torch his keeper value. But now that he doesn't have the first overall pick, it makes it worth it. Because with he was projected to go 7th, so it's not too bad. But that's like why we did it this way. That's literally why we did it this way.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, this guy is keeping Wemby in the 3rd round, so it's the first pick of the 3rd round, so it saves us a tiny bit. But he's not going to have Luka or Joker, so he's probably going to go Giannis, have Giannis and Wemby, which is going to be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
In our scoring format, we give bonuses to double doubles and triple doubles. So
As
like
you should.
Joker is like 10 times better because of that. Like he scores almost 70 points a game.
Is it like 5 points for a double double? And
No,
10
it's
for
10 points for a double. Or no,
10?
no. It's 5 for a double double,
10
8
for
for triple double.
8 for
Yeah.
triple double. Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Cabela's trout tank goes so hard. Yes, it does. I like the carp that are in there. Carp to me are so fascinating just because they're so big. Did I auto pick?
Hope
I
not.
did. I did.
Nar.
I picked Tyler Algier, which I was gonna go with a running back anyway, so that just made it easier. Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking and talking to you, and I just forgot. I was too busy figuring it out. Yeah, our chat is going nuts right now. I'll take Algier. That's fine because if what's his face Bijan goes down, then he'll be a good. That's like
Yeah,
the best ball pick that you hope. Well, you don't hope, but if the guy gets hurt in front of you, then you benefit.
right.
Yeah, the guy in the chat just is like, huh? How did the fuck did that happen?
That's crazy.
Okay, so Butler got second pick. So well, he's the guy who had SAR. So at least that he gets some value.
What team took him? Like in real life?
Let me peep in 1 second.
That was nice, man.
What?
A little jingle you had there.
Oh, I
One
didn't
of my
even realize
favorite words, jingle.
Jingle.
I like the word jingle. Just a random autistic trait of myself.
The Washington Wizards did. That
The
explains
Wizards.
why they just traded away Denny Avdia.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Random ass package, by the way, like random ass players.
They got they got Malcolm Brogdon, who's pretty decent.
I know, but
And then they got the 14th pick.
Neither of those guys are difference makers, in my opinion. Like they're Jags compared to the rest of the league. So they're guys that if you have a good team, and they're coming off the bench or they're your fifth option or something, like they'll be solid. But neither of those teams are in that position. Like so, Advia just got traded to what? Is that Portland?
Yeah, the Trailblazers.
Yeah, goofy team.
Yeah, I mean, so with the Trailblazers, it makes sense. I like it for the Trailblazers. For the Wizards, it just gives them an extra pick, and it gets rid of the guy that they wouldn't be able to re-sign. So they might as well get one of those fill-in. Hold on, let me pick here and not get autoed. I'm gonna go Wandale. That'll be my last running or wide receiver, and then I'll just hit 2 more running backs and tight end. Actually, I might get 1 more running back and 2 tight ends. That might be the better strategy. Like Malcolm Brogdon, I know we're talking about basketball now, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Brogdon, like he's really, really good at scoring. Like he has been. It's just a matter of like on the Wizards, they don't really have a guard. Like Poole just kind of stinks. Like he just fell off after this year, and then Trey Jones was, Tyus Jones was decent, but like he's not the same level of point guard that Malcolm is, and I guess they just ride out the contract. And they get a pick out of it. I don't know. It's one of those things where they could just trade him away again in the middle of the season, or just do the releasing, just eat his contract and just release him, because I know he's paid a lot.
Back to me.
Back to you.
I think this is a pretty easy Javon Baker for me. Yep. Till death. Draft all.
The guy just said that the guy last year who got Wemby, he also had Sabonis at one point, and his team was obviously the Twin Towers. That's what he called it, and now he's going to be the Twin Towers 2.0 because he's going Giannis as the first pick.
Of course.
He's rebranding. All right, we're gonna go Chig here.
Chig Okonkwo.
My boy, and I'm probably gonna go Juwan Johnson if I'm being honest.
I would have went Juwan Johnson first. What is the
Juwan's hurt. Juwan might not start the season.
It's that bad, huh? I saw he got hurt. I didn't realize. Oh, needs foot surgery.
Yeah, they said he's likely going to be there for the start, but he might miss the first few weeks, which is fine. It's not like it's going to be out long term. Like we don't really know what's good with Hawkinson.
Yeah,
like Hawkinson's probably going to miss the first maybe So like I think it's that they have a bye week 7 or 8. I think it was. I'm not sure what it was, but then he'd probably be back after that. Don't quote me on it, but I don't remember where his bye was. Who drafted him? JG. Let's look. JG. Yeah, their bye's in week 6, so he'll probably be back week 7. Like they said, like he might be out for the first month or so they might as well just wait until after the bye.
Gotcha.
So
I build right now. Oh.
Very interested to see who the Rockets go here.
2572. There's only 18 rounds, right?
I think our boy Swanky J has left us, but we appreciate you tuning in. If you're gonna watch the VOD, we appreciate you giving
For
us,
sure.
a little bit of content to go back and forth on. We had appreciated the conversations. And for those of you that are watching this VOD, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. Make sure you put on the notification bell on either Twitter or YouTube so that you can just know when we go live, when we post. We're going to be posting some more short videos once, I return. I might record some this weekend. Who knows? But yeah, just make sure you guys follow us on everything that we're reposting. We're going to get more active on other accounts as well. But we're, starting small and on Twitter and YouTube. So we're trying to get this thing to grow and provide some value to you guys, and also just, a good time for all of us.
Surrey Bob.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Now I'm here. I got real lost in the fishing pole sauce.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I thought we started
It's
talking
weird
about
because like
basketball and then
I don't know how accurate StreamYard's like views are.
Mm,
I really
yeah.
don't I really don't know. Like I can tell that they're somewhat responsive, but like I don't know if they actually are like 100% accurate. I know that like if we get any X views, it could be bots, but
Gotcha.
like the occasional porn Elon bot, but
I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm used to having 20 rounds, not 18. So
adapt, overcome.
I know. You and I both have the 2572 build right now.
Yeah. It's kind of doggo.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but it isn't. But wait, did Juwan get picked?
He just went.
He just got picked right before me. That
He
sucks.
heard. He's watching the live stream, bro. That's
all right.
crazy.
You know what? We're going Janu. My boy Janu. He'll be the third. You want to know what I just realized? I'm an absolute moron.
What up?
Look at the buys of my tight ends. 6, 5, 6. So Chig is gonna be there for week 6. He's just gonna hold down the fort. Should look at the rest of my positions. So we got 14. Okay, that doesn't really matter. 10. Yeah, okay. Running backs. Oh, my 2 top guys are in 14. So should get a guy that's not in 14. I mean, Keaton Mitchell wouldn't be that bad. Who's the Raiders running back?
Zamir White? Oh,
yeah.
Lob? Oh.
Yeah, that's like, I was thinking of who was ahead of him. Yeah, it was Zamir White. I might go Lob just to say fuck it. I do like him. At least he admits it. Jono is a bold move. Yeah, but I mean, like he's a receiving tight end, and they used Gesicki as like a wide receiver. So I mean, in the 200s, I mean, I might as well just take a dart throw. Hopefully, he has like a couple weeks where he scores over 10 points.
I don't like going 2 quarterback and 2 tight end anymore, but I had to do it.
Let's go loud just for the lulz. That was
I've been drafting
team.
I've been drafting Madison. I've been drafting all the running backs that are not Zamir White currently because I don't know how good he really is. And if something happens to him, then that room's going to be wide open and it could be value. It'll give you an RB2, I would imagine. Just like when Jacobs went down. And dude, I held on to Zamir White for fucking 13 weeks last year in main event. Or 14, whatever it is. The week before Jacobs got hurt, I dropped him. And my dad and I sat on him. And I said to my dad when we drafted him, I said, listen, we're going to have to hold on to this motherfucker all year because Jacobs won't get hurt until we drop him. And then I'm like, you know what? Curses aren't real. Curses aren't real. And I can't fucking do it. Whatever. We drop him, he gets hurt, and then I cry, and then I'm sad, and my life sucks. So
I had to let you take the main stage as you vented
dude,
there.
It pissed me off, dude. I was confused, but it pissed me off. Like as soon as we drop him, it's just like clockwork. It's clockwork, dude. I'm like, oh, it's so awful, and it wouldn't have mattered for us because we got screwed at the end anyway. We had Tank Dell and Ramondre get hurt in the same week, which just killed us. But I was like, of course, we held on to it because every year we get cursed by somebody. We dropped Justin Jefferson his rookie year. We dropped Amon-Ra. I was all over Amon-Ra St. Brown his rookie year.
Yeah, me too.
And we weren't patient enough. And I'm like, we gotta just, once there's guys we like, we just have to stick it out. And Zamir White was like that guy, just because Jacob's workload is so huge. And like I needed to like I just need to have Zamir White just in case and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with this comment, by the way.
Yeah, I don't foresee him being all that great. And I do like Laub as a, looking more at, like, once they drafted him, I looked more into him, and also like they were talking about how they wanted to use him. And I don't really like to listen to off-season talk in terms of like, oh, he looks the best. Oh, he's thriving. Oh, he's doing this, that. I like to see like we plan to use him in XYZ ways and get him the ball because he seems like he could do that for us. Like I like those types of comments more because that just means that he'll get more touches, which is what I care about. I don't really care about how he looks. They're all professional players that are drafted. They have to look good. That's why they got drafted.
Right.
All right. We just finished up our draft, so we're gonna, go a little analysis of our teams and then hop on out of here. We've been going for about an hour. So Bick, why don't you take us and explain your team if you like it?
Yeah. So, historically, like I said, I'm used to drafting. Normally, I would probably go, if this were an FFPC league last year, I probably would have gone 2 quarterback, 6 running back, 9 wide receiver, 3 tight end. But because I realized in the 16th round that there were only 18 rounds, I kind of maybe would have drafted differently. But ultimately, I would have preferred a 3rd quarterback. I thought about going Drake May in the 19th when I took Dante Foreman. But I like having both Foreman and Chubb to give me some security with the Cleveland backfield. I kind of think of it as one running back. Obviously, Jerome Ford is there. But I'm pretty happy. I'm very happy with my running back upside. This is probably not a very underdog team just because of how strong. I mean, I think it's strong. Like, I think Chubb, when he comes back, is going to be an RB2 at worst. Brooks in the back half is going to be strong. I would have liked to have gone 3 quarterback though, because I did a whole lot of 2 quarterback last year, and it really fucked me up because there were a lot of injuries. Kirk Cousins was one guy I drafted a shit ton last year, and that got me fucked as well. So with quarterback injuries last year, it just makes me want to go 3 quarterback this year. So I wish I did that a bit differently, but I think my quarterback room is very solid. I have a little stack with Dalton Schultz and CJ Stroud. I have a Kirk Cousins, Drake London stack. So I got my 2 stacks in. I got 2 quarterbacks that I like a lot. I think obviously CJ Stroud is a stud. I think Kirk Cousins is always a QB1, and I don't think that's going to change this year. And then tight end, because tight end is really a joke. I just went Schultz and Otten. And then the wide receiver room, I was not prepared for underdog ADP when it came to wide receiver. So because this is my first draft on my own this year, it probably isn't exactly as I like it, but it's just a solid team. I think, like I said, I want to get a little bit of that New England room, a little bit of everybody, just similar with Buffalo. I wish the price were cheaper, but it is what it is. I mean, Josh Allen is the quarterback. They're going to be throwing, so I get why it is what it is. But overall, I like it. Now that I've done one on my own and I have another $25 to burn, I'll probably do a couple more. I mean, I'll just save it for the next time we do this, I guess. But yeah, I I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. Like I said, I wish I had another quarterback, maybe another tight end. Like maybe I only go 5 running back instead of 6. But overall, I think it's pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with it.
F through A, what would you give it?
I would give it like a B minus.
Okay, I was actually about to say the same thing. So good to know we're thinking on the same wavelength. The only thing that I dislike is if you look at your wide receiver room, and that week 12 is going to be brutal for you.
Yeah. Yep. It sure is. But I mean,
Let's hope that Baker and Franklin take you to the promised land.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm trusting the process with Troy Franklin. I'm gonna have a shit ton of him this year because it's a guy that I liked. I feel like he went super late for kind of no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. It's gonna be week 12 will be tough. But is this? I should know the answer to this. Is this a 2 wide receiver or 3 wide receiver?
3.
Yeah, that'll be tough. But
yeah, that's why like wide receivers are just going like crazy. But it shouldn't really make a difference if it was just flex. But also, just to address this before we go over our team and hop out, my team and hop out of here. Peter says May just has nobody to throw to, and he is the next year hype guy. I would tend to agree with you unless one of the rookie wide receivers pop off, which is hence why I like Ramondre so much, because I think that he could be close to, a Kamara type target season, just simply because of his ability to catch the ball. He was one of the best running backs in targets last year, so I don't see it for that changing. They just paid him a ton of money. They didn't really bring anyone else in that's going to take it over. So
yeah, two years ago, Ramondre Stevenson led the entire New England Patriots in targets.
Yeah, which is just crazy to think about. I mean, they haven't had a great wide receiver, but I'm hoping that at least one of Baker hits. It's just crazy, man. Like we haven't had a good wide receiver in New England in forever. Yep. Like our best receivers that I can remember have been like tight ends. Like it's just insane. Like Hunter Henry is the only like one that I really liked. Like obviously we have Pop Douglas, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I love Pop Douglas.
But like Pop Douglas is one of those guys where I think he's just going to be a low target share, hyper efficient dude. Like to me, I see a lot of Curtis Samuel and Pop Douglas. He's talented, but he's just not that big guy that's going to be, the main target earner. But who knows? I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong as a Pats fan. That's me removing my analytics bias and strictly fan basing it. So, all right. So moving on to my team. Just to start off, I think my team is a C+. I hate this team. I like the start of it, and then I just hated the way it went just on the board. So I have AR and Trevor Lawrence, which is in a 2 quarterback. It's pretty good, 2 to have, I would say. They'd have different bye weeks, and I got, both of them slightly above ADP, but relatively, I didn't reach for them, I would say. My running backs are obviously it was supposed to go a 0 RB build, but the way that, the ADP kind of fell, it was just a little brutal. The Joe Mixon pick obviously isn't my favorite. I got him just beyond ADP. I got Ramondre at ADP. I think he's one of the bigger values there. It's going to be tough in that week 14 because neither of them are going to be here. I just got guys that were in, timeshares, and then 2 guys like these 2 I kind of saw as in like timeshare, so they'll have some weekly value. If the guy in front of them gets hurt, then they'll obviously get more volume. That's the play there with those 2. Algier, because, he doesn't have, my brain is fried. Arthur Smith there anymore. He's not going to get as much usage as he did before. He still could, but he's kind of just, if Bijan gets hurt, he'll be the fill-in.
Yeah.
And Laub here is just kind of one of those dart throws, guy who I think could take over the backfield, and a guy who I don't really believe in. Like, I don't really believe in Xavier White. He could be fine. I don't want to take him at his ADP. And if he succeeds, sure. If Laub is end up being like, the higher point score at the end of the year, great for this team.
Yeah.
Not really too much to add on to that. I do like my top 3 wide receivers here. I think overall this is a strong wide receiver room for, for underdog 12 man. I think the top 3 cores, with the third being Pittman, who's stacking with AR, is pretty good. Curtis Samuel is kind of one of those, let's see if these guys, like, they'll have spike weeks. Like, I think all 4 of these guys at the end will have good spike weeks. That'll be, flex plays, potentially in those, third wide receiver spots on the buys. So I like it. My tight end room, I like having Kelsey at the top, and then the buys are a little unfortunate, but like I'd rather have Chig be the guy that's, standing alone on one week than it be Jonathan Smith.
Yeah.
because I think Chig, could still have 10-point weeks than John Smith, and that's just a play. They're not really. They're just the tight end dart throws. Not really
Yeah,
much analysis on it.
I think in the next draft I do, I will probably attack earlier tight end. Now that I'm looking at it, just because I love the stability with Kelsey and then the two upside shots with Chig and Jonnu. Especially like Jonnu being in Miami's offense. Like that's just anyone can take it to the house on any play kind of offense. And that's perfect, especially for Jonnu's skill set. And I will say I love the Tyler Lockett pick. Tyler Lockett is just perennially underrated until he dies. And I mean, if JSN breaks out, then I assume Lockett will be the one that takes the hit there, but I'm just not sure that's going to happen. So I'm okay with taking Lockett. And there's going to be spike weeks regardless. Even if JSN does break out, it's going to be everybody's going to eat a little bit there. So I thought that was a pretty good pick. I love Wan'Dale Robinson too, even with Malik Nabers coming in. I just think he's got his own little role, and I think he's been solid in a very, very, very small sample size. So really, you said a C plus. I feel like this is a B team, honestly. The more I look at it, the more I like it.
I just think that my running backs room outside of Stevenson is just so ass that I don't really like it. Because
so underdog though. This is such an underdog running back room, and that's why I think it's okay because it plays to the way people draft. And I don't like Mixon at all. Mixon sucks, but that's fine because he's gonna be a top 15 running back probably.
I don't think he's great either. It's just a volume.
And Ramondre is my dog, so I fuck with that pick hard.
You fuck.
And yep, I fuck him right. And then like you were saying, like I don't know. I think it's not a running back room that I like to draft, but it's a running back room I have drafted, and you just make up for it everywhere else. So it's like, is it your weak point of your team? Yeah, but it was also intentionally going to be that anyway. Right. So, and you said it when we started, it's all about finding that one guy that puts you over the top. And with all these timeshare guys you have, that's how you do it. So I really don't see, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I just like when we did all those FFPC drafts, all the later running backs I got were guys that I actually liked that I was betting on, like guys that I was like, James Conner, Raheem Mostert. Those were guys that I was really betting on last year, and it worked out for me. But it's just, I don't know. I don't really like Charbonnet. I like, the upside that he brings if he becomes the number one guy, but like you got to hope for an injury with that. Same thing with Dowdle. Like I mean, Zeke's not great either, but I think Zeke's still going to start over him, right? Because he's not, the best. But I don't know. It's kind of one of those things, and like Algier is one of those ones where like he'll get the volume if he's the number one, but he's like nothing special. Like they're just not special. They're all like basically if they become starters, they'll be like lesser versions of volume based Mixon. Like that's literally like Charbonnet's got more with the receiving upside, but I don't know. I don't really like. I usually like to, get either like hyper volume guys or the guys that I think are uber athletic. And I didn't really get any uber athletic guys. Like Laub is somewhat athletic, but he's not like Mostert is like, I like McKinnon because of how agile he was and just his receiving upside. And it just somehow worked that he had like 8 straight touchdowns in a week, and they're like, or a touchdown in 8 straight weeks to end a season.
Yeah, when you're talking about like the athleticism, like the guys that can just ball out, like I don't like Jalen Wright's situation at all, but that's a guy that something happens. I mean, he's just like H-Han light. Like it's just like a very similar skill set. And I fuck with my running backs, but the wide receivers, I just wish I prepared a little bit better. But
I like your running backs.
There's
always going to be holes in a 12-man team in these formats. It's just hard to draft.
Yeah.
So. Yep. All right. Well, Bick, it has been a pleasure. I hope that we can have you on for more. I'm sure we will. And hopefully, Boyd didn't join us today. He had some stuff going on, so it's all good, and we'll have him in here as many times as we can. Boyd is the staple of this show, so we got to make sure we have the B to the R&B Fantasy. We already got one B. We need to still keep it squared.
Beat them both.
Yep.
Um,
So, Swanky J, we appreciate you, or Ryan Peters, however you want to be addressed, for tuning in, being active in the chat. We expect that pontoon boat next day delivery, so just send that over to my hotel, and then I'll take it home with me. So I would really appreciate that, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.
peace.
Peace.